What's going on, guys? Instant Death Mouse here. I'm going to be doing an unboxing, an unbagging of a firearm that I picked up yesterday. I was down about hour and a half out of town, and was down taking a class for the career field that I'm in, and I came home with this. As I found it at a small gun shop. It was a consignment pistol. Basically, an individual had brought it in and they were selling it for the individual. And the price was negotiable, and I was able to talk him down a little bit. So let's get right into it. Yeah. First thing, when you look in the bag, you got literature, safety, handgun stuff, purchase, receipts, saying how to store and operate the firearm. This does not have any type of manual or actual box to it since it was used. Let's see. In this bag, let's set this over here. It came with some extra grips. It's got one type of grip on it, and then these are the factory grips. This is, if you're able to tell what it is from that, I'd honestly kind of be a bit surprised considering they almost kind of look, never mind, I'm not going to say that. Alright, so that's the wooden grips that came with it, and it's got another set on it. Let's get right into here. Let's move this bag out of the way so we can get on here. And that's it. I haven't had a chance to fire it. Thanks for watching. Just kidding. Alright, so we open this up. Now, look at that. Being as cheap as it was, it sure has some pretty grips on it. Now, just to check, we are working with an unloaded weapon. This is a 1911 chambered in 45 ACP, and it's not your typical name brand 1911 pistol. This is actually called a Llama Max I 45 CF. CF stands for compact frame. This is a compact frame for a 45 1911. Unlike standard 1911s, this one has an external extractor, or normal, they're internal. This one is external, goes inside. And it also acts, just to show you, this is an empty case. Okay, empty, primer's been fired. Goes down. It also acts, you see it come up a little bit, it also acts as a round chambered indicator. So after that, when I was down there looking at this thing, it was so cheap that I actually left the shop and had almost thought not to buy it, but I talked it over with my brother because we had lunch, and then I looked up some reviews on it, and I had two types of reviews on this pistol. One was that of people who buy high dollar name brand stuff. You know, typical 1911s run anywhere from $700 to about $2,500 for the more expensive ones. The people who would pay more around the $1,000 and up range say that they had friends of friends who had these that malfunctioned all the time. But the people who actually went out and bought these said that they run flawlessly. They hadn't had any issues with it. I have made some 45s for it, and I haven't tested any of the 45s. So that's gonna happen sometime soon, and you will get a video of that, whether they fail or do wonderfully. I paid $375. The guy was asking $400 for it, and I was actually able to call him and talk him down, and the gun shop owner said that he was surprised that he even moved on it. This particular pistol is made in 1999, and the reason that these grips are shaped so funny is because it is a company that manufactures these in Spain, and typical 1911 grips will not fit this because the screw holes are further apart. So these grips have to be custom made. So these are custom made pearl grips on this. And I don't believe it's real pearl. I think it's some kind of plastic made to look like pearl. But I will be shooting this soon, and I will be videoing that for you to let you see how this shoots and also how my 45 reloads work. It does take down like a typical 1911, and I will show you that in another video. Yeah, that is my new pistol, and thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, like, comment. Any questions you have, I may not be able to answer because I do not know a lot about this. I just got it because it was the cheapest 1911 I could find. The next cheapest one I could find was the Ruger SR 1911, and that was $700. So I was able to get this at half the price. One of the things I wanted to do with this, since I did pay so little for it, and it is known to be a cheap 1911, I figured, you know, modifications wouldn't hurt, and, you know, if I do a modification and it does work, great, it's a cool modification. But if I do a modification and it doesn't work, well, it's not really that bad because it was a $300 pistol, and it's not really known to be anything, you know, great. It's just the basic entry-level 1911. Now, the one I was looking at before this was the SR 1911 Talo, and basically it's a flat black nitride finish with black grips, and the trigger, the hammer, and this front faceplate right here were polished. So basically the trigger was skeletonized, it had holes in it, and it was polished aluminum. The hammer itself, just, you see back here on the flat part, that was black, but the side of it was polished, and then this front faceplate was polished. So that faceplate comes off, and then it had a stainless steel barrel. This one does not have a stainless steel barrel. It is black, and that's fine. I'm not going to mess with the barrel in any way because I don't want to have to get another barrel. But I am going to take it apart and take the faceplate, the trigger, and the hammer into work, and I am going to polish those up. The main features about this, you know, it has the extended slide release, so it's right there at your thumb. most of the 1911s that I was looking at, the slide release was actually up here, so you either had to actuate it with your left hand or bring your hand over to hit the slide release. This one's right there, I can just reach it. Let me zoom in on this right here. And it's right there instead of all the way up here. And the safety is not ambidextrous, it's just right-handed, but you can put an ambidextrous safety on it if you modify the grip to accommodate an ambidextrous safety. But that seems like what I'm going to be doing. I am going to be either making or ordering some different grips because these are just way too flashy, and I don't want anything that flashy on a gun. And if you can tell, these are like really thick grips. Like, they feel really nice, they have a nice contour, nice rounded edge, but they're just really wide. You see that? And these, they're really thin, but they make you feel like you're holding a brick. It basically be like picking up this box and holding it. And that's what those grips feel like. So I'm either going to get some wood ones made or some polymers made